If you look the part, you are the part. Now, what does that mean? If you look like a multimillionaire, you are a multimillionaire. In essence, to look high value, to look like you're worth something, to look like you know something, to look like you're important, you need to be important to a degree. To be important, to be high value, to be worth something, you need to look like all these things. Now, the most obvious one is to start up here. Of course, you need a good haircut. Of course, your eyebrows are important. And the thing after that is definitely how well you take care of your skin. Make sure you don't have any outbreaks, or it's a little bit harder when you're a teenager, when you're younger, because you don't have as much control over these things. The next one is, I prefer to be clean shaven. Of course, I'm not right now. I'm trying to grow out the beard. And if you do have a beard or you do have any facial hair, you need to make sure it's trimmed. There's no neck hair, there's no hair everywhere. You need to make sure you're clean and you're proper. If not, clean shaven is probably the better way to go. It's how I've been doing it all of before I just started this right now. So you just look more trustworthy if you are clean shaven. That's why every politician is clean shaven, if you've noticed that too. After you're moving on from this part, it's the physical appearance below. I don't think watches or jewelry or anything is too important. That's of course just me. If you're into it, wear it. Wear whatever makes you more confident. Because if you look the part, you're gonna be the part. And if you are the part, you're gonna look the part too. It goes both ways. With clothing, wear good clothing. For regular clothes, when you're either going out or you're going to an event or you're meeting friends, you don't need to ball out. Get something good, find a tailor, make sure it fits you proper. That's really all you need for shirts, and I guess pants too, maybe if you need to tailor them. I'm a big fan of dress pants, dress shoes, and then a casual t-shirt on the top, or maybe even put a jacket above it. You don't need to ball out, get any designer, anything crazy. You just need to look like you belong, look like you're important. And it's honestly really easy to achieve the look. Anyone can do it. An idiot can do it. Next is, of course, your muscles, the way your body looks. Because let's say two people are wearing $1,000 suit. It's gonna look better on the guy who's ripped than it is on the guy who's fat. It's just the way it is. If you're a guy, the main things to focus on are, of course, your biceps, your triceps, your shoulders, and your chest, and the back too, and low-key legs, but it's not too important if you're just gonna be wearing pants all the time. But you don't want to look like a chicken little. For down there, what I'm wearing usually is, of course, the dress pants, or just casual jeans, or just joggers. Mix it with cartoon socks, or just casual plain socks. And of course, the dress shoes, or shoes are a little bit, kind of wear anything really. It doesn't really matter as long as you're not wearing something super colorful and flashy. It'll work. After the way you look, after your physical looking is done, the next important thing is the way you carry yourself, the way you act, your demeanor essentially. When you're talking to someone, the 3 essentials that I learned in sales was eye contact, enthusiasm, and smile. These are the 3 things that show that you're listening to someone, show that you're paying attention, and to show that what they're saying is good. And people like you if you like them. If you were talking for 45 minutes, you would like me more than I would like you, because you got to talk about yourself. Everyone loves themselves. Prioritize the other person in a conversation. Make sure they feel proper. Make sure they feel good and welcomed. One thing people never know how to do is what to do with their hands when they're listening to someone or when they're talking. Some people are robots, they just have their hands by their side. Some people have them in their pockets. Of course, it's whatever you're most comfortable with. What I do is just clasp your hands in front of you, around your waist level. When you're talking, I talk with my hands, because you just look more animated and more human when you're doing it. People like authentic. Be yourself. If you don't talk with your hands, do whatever's most comfortable, but this is what I find works best. Just talk with your hands, or just keep them in front of you, clasped together. And when you're talking, during the conversation, you want to stay on topic. You don't want to go in all sorts of different directions. And don't be awkward. No one likes awkward people. That means don't be overly silent, not say a single word. Don't just stare at someone that's really weird, or just stare at one place, because then that makes them think that you're not listening. And of course, if the other person doesn't feel well or welcomed, they're not gonna like you. Everything is dependent on how you make the other person feel. And I always like to just throw in compliments at people. Only genuine compliments, because people can see, hear, and feel fake from a mile away. You never want to be fake. If someone's wearing something that doesn't look good at all, don't say anything about it at all. If someone has a really sweet watch on, I always just let them know, hey, sweet watch. Now let's say no one's talking to you. Let's say you're at an event and you're sitting down, no one's talking to you. Don't go on your phone. Everyone knows what you're doing. You're not important. Everyone knows that you're just trying to stay away from everyone and that you're very awkward. Just don't be on your phone. Don't stare at the ground. Again, like the last one, don't just stare at one thing. You look weird and creepy. Don't do it. In all honesty, just walk around, introduce yourself to people. What's the worst they're gonna say? Everyone's just gonna say hi. And if they don't want you to talk to them, they'll just look at their body language. Their feet will point away from you. Their hands will kind of close up a little bit. And you just say, okay guys, have a good one. And you walk off and you just go introduce yourself to someone else. Preferably if you're lonely, go find someone else that's lonely. This kind of goes half and half because there's always a reason why someone's alone, why no one else is talking to them. But definitely that's one of the ways you can go. Or if you get to just focus on a task, say you're at work, no one's talking to you, just work. And this last one, it's kind of a bonus. It's more situational. It's if someone disrespects you. Now, of course, everyone's different. Some people will just throw a joke at you or say something to you and mean it in a joking way. If you don't like it, let them know right then, right there in the situation. Or if you're at work and say a boss does it, then of course you want to take them away, talk to them one-on-one. This is another video for another time, but if anyone ever disrespects you, just let them know right then and there, you can't talk to me like this. If you do again, this will happen. It works especially well if you're buff. I really hope you got something out of the video. It's a longer one, but if you stuck through, I appreciate you watching and enjoy the rest of your day then.